My father was a record executive in charge of RCA Records, so had a huge number of artists and took an interest in a Latin band, the boy band Menudo.
Had you ever heard of Roy?
I did not know Roy and didn't know the fact that he had been by my father and was another victim. Came out through a documentary investigation they were doing on the band.
Not only is there the new evidence of another victim of your father, but your brother's letter was found.
My father's sister, she found a letter that Eric wrote that wasn't about directly all about the sex, but referenced it pretty graphically. Amazingly, she did not actually give it to anybody. My attorney thinks she gave it to Barbara Walters for a show because she just didn't think there were even any appeals going on. But eventually we saw it on that show. People investigated and realized that it was a letter that no one had found, had not been presented at trial. So it's very powerful evidence because it was written 8 months prior to my parents' death, proving what happened. Those two new pieces of evidence, they pretty much dispel the notion of what happened in terms of at least sex.
These two new pieces of evidence have given you the first real shot at possibly not spending the rest of your life in jail with this habeas. Tell everyone what a habeas is.
I'm not a legal expert, but I know enough. In the case of new evidence, you file a habeas, you introduce the new evidence, and an experienced habeas judge evaluates the evidence and makes a determination that this would have changed the verdict. In this case, the fact that there's no powerful evidence, at least the underlying kind of foundational issues of sex abuse are true, then would that have altered the jury's verdict? I think it's pretty obvious probably would. And the jurors, in fact, afterwards had been interviewed, said that it would. And then you have a whole first trial where a lot of that evidence was presented and it was a different result. A very experienced judge downtown evaluates it and has hearings and makes decisions. And I guess my understanding is he can make any kind of decision he wants in terms of like just reversal to a lesser sentence.
And if, let's say, they resentenced you and said to you and your brother that it was then you would have already served your time for that charge, correct?
I've served so much time. I mean, people who have been here for first-degree premeditated with no mitigative circumstances have gone and paroled in the entire time Eric and I have been here. They've served their entire time for and gone home. That's how much time Eric and I have done. We watch people go home every day. So we've done like 3 times the amount that you would do on So I don't know how much more time we would do. It's kind of all new for us. This was just found in March, and Roy came forward this year, so I don't know. We're very hopeful.